Did you know the Lion King you grew up with isn't the full story? Some of the most dramatic, funniest, and even darkest moments from film were completely deleted. The moments that would have made Scar even more terrifying, Mufasa even wiser, and Nala's story far more tragic. Today, I will show you the 9 deleted scenes Disney never wanted you to see, and once you see them, you'll never look at The Lion King the same way again. At number 1, we have Scar's song. Early in the movie, Scar was supposed to sing a braggy, jazzy tune called Thanks to Me. In that version, Scar would boast how everything good in the Pride Lands existed because of him. He would sing like a showman, telling everyone, "You're welcome, thanks to me." That made him feel more like a loud narcissist, but the filmmakers wanted Scar to frighten the audience. So they rewrote the number into Be Prepared, darker, louder, and more menacing. The visuals for Be Prepared were sharpened to look serious and menacing, even inspired by old propaganda film imagery to make Scar like a true villain. You can imagine how the movie might have felt if Scar had stayed a jazz-singing show-off. It would have been funny and made Scar less threatening. Scar's lighter song showed his arrogance, but not the cruelty the story needed, and that cruelty appeared in the next scene, which Disney completely erased from the final film. In The Lion King, we all know Simba runs away after Mufasa dies. Scar tells him to leave and never return. Then the hyenas chase him, and that's it. But in the original version, things went a lot deeper and darker. There was an early storyboard scene where Simba actually comes face to face with Scar right after the stampede. He stays, trembling beside his father's body, confused and heartbroken, and Scar appears, pretending to comfort him. Scar gently blames Simba for Mufasa's death, but this time, it's not just one cruel line like in the movie. He bows beside Simba, his voice calm and fake sweet. "Your father trusted you, and look what happened." Then he slowly turns, looks at Mufasa's lifeless body, and says, "You did this, Simba." That scene completely changed how we saw both characters. Simba wouldn't just be scared, he'd be traumatized. And Scar wouldn't just be a villain, he'd be a manipulator and monster who knew exactly how to destroy a child's spirit. Disney cut it to keep the film kid-friendly, a choice that tamed one of the story's darkest moments. But after that kind of trauma, Simba would have needed one last sign from his father, and Disney actually planned it. Everyone remembers the cloud scene when Mufasa's deep voice says, "Remember who you are." It's one of the most powerful moments in all of Disney history, but originally the writers planned a second ghost appearance during the final battle. Yes, Mufasa was gonna come back one more time. Right before Simba fights Scar, he hesitates. Then suddenly, a flash of lightning forms Mufasa's face in the smoke. But this time, he doesn't lecture Simba. He says something like, "Courage, my son. Face your destiny." That moment would have made Simba's roar of victory hit even harder because you'd know he wasn't fighting alone. So why did Disney cut it? The filmmakers believed that if Mufasa appeared again, it might take away from the impact of his first visit. The mystery of the afterlife would lose its magic. While Disney kept it simple, this deleted scene reminds us Mufasa was always there, even when we couldn't see him. But even with Mufasa's spirit guiding him, Simba's guilt didn't fade away that easily. What came next was one of Disney's darkest and most disturbing deleted moments. After Simba runs away from the Pride Lands, the movie jumps straight to Timon and Pumbaa finding him in the desert. They taught Simba Hakuna Matata, a way to forget his past and live without worries. But in the original version, forgetting wasn't that easy. Disney actually storyboarded a nightmare sequence showing what was going on inside Simba's mind after Mufasa's death. In this deleted scene, Simba dreams he's back in the gorge, the place where everything went wrong. The stampede starts again, only this time, the dust never clears. He hears Mufasa's voice, "Simba, why didn't you save me?" The ground begins to crack open, hyenas start laughing in the shadows, and Scar's glowing green eyes appear through the smoke. Simba tries to run, but no matter where he goes, he's trapped in the same nightmare over and over again. It was meant to show how deep his guilt really went. After all that darkness, the story was meant to take a lighter turn, and that's where two of the funniest characters in the movie almost had a completely different beginning. Can you guess the characters I'm talking about? If you know, put your answer in the comments. We all know Timon and Pumbaa's silly entrance. They found Simba collapsed in the desert, poked him with a stick, and decided to take him in. It's funny, quick, and instantly lovable. But originally, their first scene is totally different. Their intro came with a full musical number called Warthog Rhapsody. Yes, Pumbaa was going to sing about a lonely warthog rejected by everyone. It was funny, sweet, and surprisingly emotional, showing us that these two weren't just comic relief, they were outcasts too, just like Simba. The directors loved the song, but they felt the story needed to move faster, so they decided to skip the long intro and jump straight into Hakuna Matata. But fans didn't lose it forever. Years later, Disney reused the song in The Lion King 1.5. Same tune, same idea, but in a funnier, modern way. Still, imagine if Simba had met Timon and Pumbaa through a heartfelt moment instead of a joke. It would have made their bond with Simba feel even deeper. Three outsiders searching for a place where they belong. While those two brought laughs, Scar's darkness had another disturbing turn that Disney really hid from you. After Scar takes over Pride Rock, he doesn't just sit on his throne and let the hyenas run wild. In early drafts, he notices Nala, strong, brave, and beautiful, so he wants her by his side. Scar actually proposes, "Together we could rule." The strong must survive Nala, of course, is horrified. She refuses and flees Pride Rock, setting off the chain of events that eventually lead her to find Simba. This moment would have explained why she's so determined and brave when she finally returns. Disney cut it because it was far too dark and uncomfortable for a family movie. The scene showed Scar not just as a villain, but a predator who made the story feel much more adult. Even though it didn't make the final cut, this deleted scene adds a new layer to Nala's character. Her courage is more than saving the Pride Lands. It's about standing up to one of the most dangerous lions in the entire Lion King and refusing to give in. After that dark tension with Scar and Nala, filmmakers almost gave the audience another musical moment, this time for the royal advisor. Remember the scene where Scar traps Zazu in the ribcage? In the movie, it's just a quick gag, but in the early drafts, Zazu had a full musical moment. He was going to sing a dramatic version of Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen, while Scar mocked him and tossed bones into the cage. It was meant to be funny, yes, but also a little sad. You'd see just how trapped and frustrated Zazu really felt. The song would have given him a moment of character depth, showing that even the king's advisor had fears and struggles. Disney cut it for pacing. The filmmakers wanted to keep the tension high during the final act. Still, animators loved it so much that fragments of the sequence appear in bonus features today. Even in its absence, the scene reminds us that Zazu isn't just comic relief. He's loyal, clever, and when given the chance, he is capable of standing out on his own. Zazu's deleted moment gave us a laugh. But the next one reveals something Disney never expected us to feel. After Just Can't Wait to Be King, young Simba almost had a second big song, one that would have shown us a whole new side of him. It was called The Lion of the Sky. In this deleted song, Simba dreams about flying, escaping responsibilities, and soaring free from fear, guilt, and expectations. Lyrics like, "No worries down below, just winds that help me go." This song shows Simba's fear of facing reality, but why was it cut? Hakuna Matata served a similar purpose later in the film, so they scrapped the Lion of the Sky. Still, imagining Simba soaring through the clouds as a young lion adds a playful layer to his character. It shows that even before the tragedy, he had dreams bigger than life on the ground. But long before Simba could rise above his fears, someone else was waiting to help him, a wise mandrill whose magic was almost far greater than we ever saw. Rafiki is one of the most mysterious characters in The Lion King, but in the original plan, his magic was even more mystical and powerful than what we saw on screen. Before the final showdown, there was a deleted scene showing Rafiki performing a full healing ritual for Simba. After Nala finds him broken and unsure, Simba goes to Rafiki seeking guidance. Rafiki uses flowers, smoke, and chants, creating visions of Mufasa, Scar, and even young Simba swirling in the air. But Disney cut the full ritual for pacing, choosing instead the simpler, emotional conversation under the stars. Still, imagine the extra weight and wonder that this deleted ritual would have added. It could have made Simba's transformation feel amazing. And there you have it. 9 deleted scenes Disney never wanted you to see. From Scar's showy songs to Simba's darkest nightmares, these moments could have changed everything. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments.